I've made many videos about what to avoid in men and in relationships, like certain red flags or behaviors to look out for, but I recently heard a man say his girlfriend was mad because she believed if he really loved her, well then the ring he just bought for her as a gift should have been more expensive. She thought she was worth more than the price he paid for that ring, that gift. True story. And I know some women are now thinking, what? He bought her a ring? My guy doesn't even buy me donuts. So just to clear some things up a little bit, let's look at the signs he's actually a good guy, one you might want to hold on to, one that thinks you are super valuable and important to him, even though you may not always see it. And I'll get back to this ring story in a moment as well, because that's important too. How do you know you found a great man? How do you know he's worth your time and your love and your attention, even when the going gets tough? Especially then, because it will get tough. Some people mistakenly believe that if it's the right person, well, everything should be smooth, from the first look to the first date to the first kiss to the first good morning to moving in together and so on. Some women even think, well, if this is the right man for me, then I shouldn't have to tell him what I like and what I love or what my boundaries are. He should sense these things. He should know what I want and what I need without me telling it. In real life, however, so the world we actually live in, things don't always go that way, of course, and some people then think, should I stay? Should I go? Is there something better out there for me? Or I just want to feel loved again. I want to feel that spark I felt during the first couple of dates or in the beginning of the relationship. So since I make videos for women on this channel, let's look at how to find out if you found a great man. Because just like there are red flags that spell trouble down the relationship road, there luckily are signs that make the future look kinda comfy, kinda good. So if you don't know me yet, I'm an author. My real name is Geert. I also go by the easier to pronounce and to remember pen name Brian Knox. And before I start with this first sign, I want to circle back to the woman that got the ring. I don't know if she was with him for the right reasons. I don't know her, so I don't know the details of their specific relationship, but I do know something special that happens when we start dating someone, and especially when that becomes an actual romantic relationship. We always want more and more and more. We're always harder to please, and that's not called being high maintenance, it's called being a human being. Just picture this. There's a guy you're really into, but you haven't talked to him yet. You don't really know him yet. How amazing would it be if one day he would walk over to introduce himself? Would that be a good day? Would you find that valuable? How great would it be for him to hold your hand after a date, or for him to kiss you for the very first time, or for him to say good morning the first time he slept over, or for him to not have fled the scene and to actually still be there in the morning? If you really like this guy, then all of this would be pretty valuable, right? Now fast forward 10 months. How awesome would it be for him to hold your hand and for him to kiss you if he's been doing that for the past 10 months? How much is his good morning still worth to you? Does it mean he's really into you when he holds your hand, when he kisses you? Does that mean he values you? Who knows after 10 months? Now, if he would buy you a really expensive diamond ring, that would be a different story, right? No, it wouldn't, because even if he would do that, the next time your mind may want a new Range Rover. Not kidding, it's only human. In marketing terms, this concept is called a dissatisfier. First it satisfies you a lot, but then your mind gets used to it, and then having it or getting it will not move the needle anymore. Taking it away would hurt, would dissatisfy you. But in order to feel satisfied again, you would need more, sometimes much more. And this happens to all human beings. It's the reason why some people always want the new iPhone, or why a great movie might be less exciting the third time you watch it, and so on. So try to keep that in mind, because this is exactly why your mind may become totally blind to the great things he is doing for you that truly do mean a lot to you. It may just no longer feel that way because your mind got used to it. Okay, the first sign to look for is he tries to deal with your emotions. And first, I know there are a ton of things you will have to deal with coming from him being a man, but let me emphasize that to most men, a woman's emotions and how quickly they can change or how strong they can suddenly get, seemingly out of nowhere, will always remain an enigma. And I'm not just speaking from personal experience here, but also from the big group of men I've interviewed over the years to write some of my books. It's really hard for a guy to understand this because he's not experiencing emotions the same way. I've said this in other videos, but science has proven over and over again that the brain of a woman can experience emotions in a wider variety and in much more powerful ways than a man's brain can. So if you feel very emotional and we would, at that very moment, transfer your emotions into a man, well then his circuits would break, he would just black out. So when he tries to understand your emotions, when, and this is really important, he doesn't mind you have them, when he doesn't always say things like, well, you shouldn't feel that way, but instead he says, why do you feel that way? Or I'm sorry you feel that way, and so on. So he's trying to be supportive. He tries to help you deal with your emotions on your bad days. Well, then you found a great guy. If he tries to be the rock and allows you to be the sea, so moving all over the place at times, then that's a great sign. The second sign you truly found a great guy, your boundaries are really important to him. See, this is a typical dissatisfier. The fact that a guy respects your boundaries will not create a lot of chemistry or even a spark, but if he doesn't do this, then long-term relationships will get tough. Number 3, he doesn't mind paying the price of a relationship. Relationships or a marriage come at a cost, a huge cost, and that's obviously not just financial. He will have to spend time with you, time he cannot spend with his friends or watching sports like cars going around in circles or dudes throwing a ball at each other while trying not to drop it. He will have to spend time learning how to love you, what it is you love and don't like. He will have to stop looking at other women. When another woman is interested in him, he will have to reject her and not reciprocate. He will also have to spend time with some of your friends he may not like at all, while listening to you all talk about things that have absolutely nothing to do with cars going around in circles or men not dropping the ball. So boring things to him, in other words. He will also have to stop working if that means being on time for a date he has planned with you, even though the thing he's working on feels super urgent and really important to him. He will also have to ask for your thoughts and your opinion before deciding anything that might impact both you or the relationship, and so on. You obviously will do the same things for him, but these were just some examples of the price of a relationship, which, as I'm sure you've learned over time, some guys are not willing to pay. They want the advantages of a relationship, but still also want the advantages of being a bachelor. They're not prepared to pay the price of a relationship. Well, that's obviously not how it works, so if you see that paying this price is easy and a no-brainer to him, well, then that's a great sign. Number 4, when the going gets tough, he doesn't run, he's still there trying to help. So when there's an argument, for example, he wants to talk it out. He wants the both of you to learn from it and to grow as a couple. When you're sick, he's there to help. He doesn't say, oh great, now I can hang out with my friends instead. This one is easy to feel. When the going gets tough, does he support or does he pull back? That's how you see who's a good friend and obviously who's a good romantic partner. Number 5, he sees the good in you and believes in you even during those moments where you may not believe in yourself. You often hear the saying that behind every strong woman there's a strong man and vice versa, and I personally believe in that. A good partner is going to be supportive. And not all the time, because everyone has their own battles to fight in life and will have ups and downs, obviously, so he can't be there for you all the time. But when you're with him, it feels as though he sees things in you that you may or may not see yourself. He believes in you. He's supportive. He doesn't try to pull you down. He builds your confidence instead of trying to erode it. And then number 6, his respect for you comes first. So whatever it is that he's going to do, he will consider how that will affect you, how that will make you feel. Your feelings, in other words, are really important to him. He will always consider them. And this is obviously an important one for long-term relationships. And there you go. I sincerely hope you just found out that your guy is a great man. If you want more, then you can visit brianknox.com or Amazon, where you can find my books by typing my pen name, Brian Knox, in the search box. I want to thank you for still being here at the very end of this video. I love it when you do that, and I hope to see you in another one.